Hey everybody, welcome to the Unconventional Attorney Podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Small, and I am the Unconventional Attorney. Today, we're going to be talking about the 5 lessons learned from my latest mastermind retreat experience. Before I get to that though, just want to, what I really want to do is I want to give a shout out to all of the single parents out there doing your thing. And by single parents, I mean those ones that just don't have a lot of help from that significant other or help from a lot of other people, because it's kind of crazy. I'm kind of experiencing that this week. Wifey is out of town, and I'm just watching the kids, and they're just doing their normal thing, and it's been hard. So I just want to give a shout out to all of you. If you don't have kids, first of all, and then I guess again, if you don't have kids and you're on your own, and you have no excuse for not getting shit done, because busyness, gosh, there's just so much going on when you have kids, and then if you don't have any help, it's just hard. So this is totally off topic and has nothing to do really with this, but just a shout out to all of you. All of you families or parents that are doing double duty. It can be hard, but at least you got somebody to sort of tag in and out every once in a while. And so it's been fun. It's been fun hanging out with them. Wifey's having fun on her little girls trip, but is what it is. But it's a hard. It's a dose of reality sometimes, I guess. So anyway, that's what I want to talk about. And then she had her own dose of reality because I was out of town last weekend at my own mastermind sort of retreat, the one that I go to every quarter that I'm a part of. I'm not the host like I am with my own group that some of you come to. I have a group that I'm a part of that I go to learn and to sort of hang out with people and to network and to partner with and do all kinds of fun stuff. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Are 5 of the lessons learned from that mastermind experience. However, I'm holding something back. Okay, I'm making you take a step if you're real serious about it. I've reserved literally my 2 biggest takeaways from that weekend, and I am only releasing them through the newsletter. Okay, so if you are not subscribed to my weekly newsletter, you can do that very easily. Just go to unconventionalnewsletter.com, put your name and your email in there, and you get my newsletter. And by the way, if you are listening to this in the future and you're like, dang it, I think I missed it, I'm going to include these lessons in the intro email that I send out to everybody. So when you sign up, I send an email out that says, hey, you've registered successfully or subscribed successfully, whitelist my email, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to put those 2 lessons in there. So if you're listening to this in the future and you think you may have missed out, I'll keep those in there. Okay, so unconventionalnewsletter.com. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss every week. I share a whole bunch of fun stuff that I don't talk about here all the time. 3 things that you should do every week to get moving forward. These are different things every week. I give you a sneak peek into the Sanctuary weekly meeting, the boardroom meeting, and it's just cool. Okay, so it's not over salesy. I'm not pumping a bunch of stuff at you, pushing a bunch of stuff at you all the time, and it's super helpful. So it's these things are creative outlets for me. I love talking about this stuff, and the newsletter just gives me another way to do that. So go subscribe for that if you have not already. The next newsletter that comes out on Sunday, this coming up Sunday, is going to have these tips in there. And then, like I said, the intro email will have it going forward. Unconventionalnewsletter.com. All right, let's get into the show, right? We're just going to dive right in, okay? So one of the biggest lessons that I learned in the way that these mastermind retreats go, that I'm a part of. I'm a part of a group called the Network, and the way that these go is pretty straightforward. Typically, someone gets up and teaches some stuff. Sometimes it's the organizer of the group. His name is Nick. Sometimes it's somebody in the group. I have shared my content strategy with the group before, and it's a teaching. There's some teaching going on. People talk about the things that are working for them, the cool things that they're working on, and some things like that. And then there's also a mastermind component of it where you can make an ask. You can talk to everybody, tell them what's going on with you, and then ask them a specific question for some feedback or help that you want. Okay, the thing that I asked for help with was more unconventional attorney media clients. Just to give it to you straightforward. There are several of you that have hired me to help you with content distribution and sort of some Facebook ads, and I want to help more people. I'm ready to take another. I'm sort of going one client at a time and onboarding them and getting them set up. I'm ready for another one, and then I'm going to be ready for another one after that, and after that. So if you're creating a lot of content, or if you have told yourself that you would love to create content, but you're not sure how to actually do the distribution, which is YouTube, podcast, Instagram, your website, all these different places. If you're not sure how to do that, or if you don't have the time or want to take the time to do it, I have a system created that does all that for you. And then I also will run Facebook ads from a content distribution standpoint to get your message in front of your people, basically help you become a household name, get new clients, do all kinds of fun stuff. So if you're ever interested in that, by the way, the easiest way to do that, you can email me, chris@buildingalawfirm.com, or you can sort of Facebook message me. You can track me down. You can send me a letter. Do whatever you want. So that was my big ask, though. There are a lot of people in there that are creating a lot of content, but are not distributing it in the right way. They also have clients that do the same thing. What I'm doing applies across the board to everyone, and so I wanted to be able to offer that opportunity for them. But that wasn't the big takeaway. And I just want to give you some context for the way that the meeting goes. Takeaway number one for me was the concept and the idea of minimum effective dose versus maximum recoverable volume. Okay? And the way that we try to operate our businesses in this group is we never really want to be in the middle. We want to be doing something it requires the minimum effective dose, or we want to be doing something that requires the maximum recoverable volume. And the way to think about this is there are certain things that you want to sort of have on autopilot that just work for you over and over and over again. And then there are certain things that you want to go all out at, that you sort of want to sprint at, that you want to work through. So to give you a minimum effective dose, to give you some examples, that is like, if you go to the doctor and you have the flu, and the doctor says you need to take 5 milligrams of this medicine, okay, to recover. If you take 10, you're wasting 5. The extra 5 milligrams is not doing anything to you. In fact, it may be harming you. 5 milligrams is the minimum effective dose that you need, right? So taking more is not going to help you. On the other end of the spectrum, let's say you have cancer, right? And you're doing chemotherapy. What they're going to give you there is the maximum recoverable volume. They're going to give you as much chemotherapy as they can, basically without killing you. Because that's the way that they get the maximum result, is by going short bursts of really high intensity type of stuff. And we can do the same thing in our own businesses. In the way that you would think about that, and I'll give you one more example that rolls both ways. Let's say in the fitness, you're working out, okay? You're trying to stay healthy. Now, you can do one of two ways. So for example, for me, I know if I go to the gym 3 days a week, I'll basically just stay looking the same way that I am. Have my routine, I'll do my thing, and I will not change my body composition. If, however, I wanted to get bigger or stronger or faster or do something else, I know that I could up my intensity and go from 3 days a week to 6 days a week, right? And then I could achieve a certain result, okay? So I have 6 days a week, maximum recoverable volume, 3 days a week, minimum effective dose. And now if I was going to go to the gym 4 days a week or 5 days a week, I'm doing nothing. I'm neither hitting the minimum effective dose or the maximum recoverable volume. I'm just wasting time on day 4 and day 5. I'm wasting it because it's not getting me where I need to go. It's not enough to get me the big result, and it's not small enough amount to keep me where I am. Does that make sense? And with business, we have these same things. Let's say you have, for me, the minimum effective dose of content might be 2 times per week. The maximum effective dose might be 5. So I'm going 5. I'm going killer. And actually, this isn't a great example. It is kind of a great example, actually. So the minimum effective dose for me is like 3. Now, I won't always do the minimum effective dose because sometimes I'll do 4. But when I first started, my maximum recoverable volume was a video every day for 75 days. And I did that. And the reason I did that was to get the result, which was more clients. Once that happened, I sort of tapered it off a little bit. The minimum effective dose for me is 3 days a week to 4 days a week. I want to keep that up because that keeps people coming in. All right. Another thing for me is just how long can you work and wake up early without burning out. It might be 4 days in a row where you can get 4 hours of sleep, but then you need to rest it up. That's your maximum recoverable volume. Your minimum effective dose might be 6 hours of sleep. You need at least 6 hours of sleep at night to feel great. 7's not going to make you feel better. 5 is not going to make you feel better. You need 6. Okay? So think about that in your business and the things that you're giving attention to and the things that you're giving effort to. Are you playing in the middle? Are you giving not enough attention to something so that you're sort of always working on it? And do you have something where you could be working way, way less on it and still get the same results, but you're giving it more time and attention really for no reason? Okay? Lesson number 1, huge lesson. If you can get that lesson, and if you can internalize that, you can make tremendous strides with your business. Okay? Number two for me is the power of partnership and asking for things. I already explained to you what my ask was to the group. It's already resulted in some really great opportunities. I'm looking forward to see what comes of them. But one of the things that I saw there was just the power of partnerships. Everybody's sort of working together on things if there's a symbiosis, and there are plenty of opportunities for that all over the place if you will just look for them and also just be a little bit creative. The other thing when it comes to partnership in this context is just looking for opportunities to share your people with other people that can do good things for them. I'll be honest with you, one of the places I really fall short as an estate planning attorney in my mind is helping my clients get the other services that they need to sort of round out their full sort of protection package. Often that's going to be disability insurance, life insurance, at least, sometimes financial planning, things like that. So there's an insurance component, there's a financial component, but it could be anything. And I'm really losing out, I think. I'm not losing out. I am missing an opportunity to provide additional service, a better service than I am. And I'm also missing out on an opportunity to work with great people and provide something more than what I'm providing right now. So consider that. Okay, think about that, and look for opportunities to work with people. Be available to and ready to refer and to share and to promote other people that are doing a good job and that can provide something that can help you with your thing. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, this is interesting. The front of the room is not always what's going on in real life. Okay, they're part of this group is it's not law firm owners at all. It's some brick and mortar businesses, some entrepreneurs, some people in the coaching space. There's a bunch of different. Some people in like the healing space, some woo woo people in there. There's somebody that owns a big digital marketing agency. But what I learned was that there are a lot of people out there that I thought were doing really, really well. Specific people that I know that are not. And it's all kind of a facade. And they're saying one thing and they're promoting one thing and they're saying that they're making a certain amount of money in certain numbers when in fact they're not. And I just want to really point that out to you and make you aware of that because a lot of times, with today's Instagram kind of culture and the way that we're showing everything, it's really, really easy to become not just jealous, maybe not even jealous of what's going on with someone else, but almost disheartened. Like, how come we're not getting there as fast as they are? How come we're not doing the thing as fast as they are? How come we're not seeing the results that they're seeing? And the thing that you need to understand is often they're just lying, okay? Because what I've found in this group and in other groups is that the people that are having the most success are typically not talking a lot about that success. For example, I'm doing great, okay? I don't talk to you that much about the numbers that I'm actually doing. I don't talk to you about the house that we just built, really, only in passing. I don't talk to you about any of that kind of stuff. And the reason I don't do that is because I don't want it to become a focal point of what's going on. I don't want you to also think that that's the true measure of success. I just talked about wifey going on her trip, but I can take off whenever I want. I can do whatever I want. I make enough money that I'm not beholden to anybody, and that there's a tremendous amount of freedom that comes with that. And I'm trying to demonstrate that to you. I'm trying to show you that and get you to believe that you can do anything that you want with your life, whatever that is. And for me, that's what I'm trying to show you. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. I'm trying to get you to see that it's possible, because it is. Okay? So just know that when you're, and by the way, this goes true of your friends, of your family, of everybody. Often the picture that they're painting out there in the world on Instagram and all these fancy things are not what's happening in real life. So enjoy it for what it is, see it for what it is, but try not to be disheartened by it. Know that everybody's got the same shit going on in their lives as everybody else. Okay? Even Warren Buffett's got to wipe his butt after he goes to the bathroom. Right? So, no idea where that came from. But in any event, that's one of the lessons that I learned. Some pretty surprising stuff. Particularly, it doesn't really happen in this community very often, but the sort of the out and out dishonesty that some people are promoting out there and are putting out there, knowing that it's not real, is kind of interesting and kind of frightening as well. Okay, so just don't always believe what you hear. Number 4. This is a huge one. The 4th thing I learned from this mastermind meeting is that we all need help seeing our blind spots, myself included. There was one of the guys that got up there at the meeting for his mastermind session, and he basically got up and said, "Okay, everybody, I'm trying to figure out what to do." And he said, "I've got these 2 businesses running over here that I hate, that I don't want to be in anymore, that I don't like, but they make me a little bit of money. I put a tremendous amount of effort into them. I put a tremendous amount of money into them, but I haven't really been paying attention to them for a few years. And then I've got these other things over here that I really love, that I'm passionate about, that I want to do, and that I want to go for. And I'm not sure really what to do. I'm not sure what to do first." What do you think every single person there told him? Dump those businesses you hate. And you can immediately see when he was like, he immediately was like, well, I don't, he started coming up with all these rationalizations for keeping these businesses. He started coming up with all these reasons why he shouldn't get rid of them. And even when we came up with ideas that met what he needed, which was, maybe he just brings somebody in to run them, and he just takes a cut where he can be hands off. He can still technically own them, but he doesn't have to do anything. You could see that there was some connection, some sort of tie that he had with these businesses that he just did not want to get rid of. And what's funny is I talked to him for a little bit, and then I sort of gave up trying, but there were people there that kept going, kept pushing, kept working with him. And after like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, he finally started to see that blind spot. It finally started to become apparent to him. And, that's huge. We all travel in these blind spots, and we all have these things that we don't see. That's one of the reasons why I do my mastermind meeting, to help you all see those things, because I've been there. I know you, right? I know who you are and where you're going, and it's easy for me often to see those blind spots for you, and it's easy for everybody else that's there as well. So these meetings are critically important for that kind of a thing. You just never know what you're missing and what you're not seeing, and how one small tweak or just one realization can change everything for the better. So that was number 4. And then number 5, the last thing, was doing more of what works is better than doing something new. Okay? I started out my mastermind meetings with the idea that I was going to teach something new every time, that we were going to drill down. We were always going to be talking about the next best thing. And what I realized, and have realized myself and in this group and from the people in the sanctuary, is that when you find something that works, you just do it over and over and over and over again, forever. Okay? Once that thing gets on autopilot, right? Once you know what the minimum effective dose is and you have some extra time, then you can stack something else on, and you can see if that will work for you. And you do the same thing. Do it for a long time. Try to get it to work. Try to get it systematized. And then you can add something else. But there's no sense in jumping from thing to thing to thing to thing. And there certainly is no sense in giving up something that works for something that you don't know if it's going to work or not. All right. This was reiterated again and again in the group. A couple people shared stories about literally being talked in to not doing something new, to sticking with what was working and having tremendous levels of additional success. And then it's just something that we talk about all the time. When I go to these meetings, you don't often hear people doing anything hugely new. It's often just small tweaks. For me, it's, for example, I'm looking in and creating a system for distributing a lot of content on Instagram. I'm looking for a way to really maximize every person that comes in the door and give them every opportunity to work with me. It's just these little tiny things that are working, or that I'm working on, that will make a big difference, more so than trying to find some new Facebook ads campaign or some new TikTok thing, right? I don't know if you've heard of TikTok, but just Google it. It's cute. It's fun to watch, but we may not need to be exploring it if we're attorneys. And so that's a great one to leave you with. If you're struggling, but something has been working for you, go back to that thing. Keep doing that thing. Don't keep chasing the shiny object. Do the thing that works, and I think you'll see the success that you want. Okay, that is it. I'm Christopher Small. I am the Unconventional Attorney. This is the Unconventional Attorney Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you are not a subscriber, subscribe. If you have not left a review on iTunes, leave a review. If you are not in the sanctuary, come into the sanctuary. I don't know what you guys are doing. Crazy. If you're not subscribed to the newsletter, subscribe to the newsletter. Unconventionalnewsletter.com. There's so many opportunities to work with our law firm owners, to not have to reinvent the wheel, to get support, to get help, to get love, to have fun, to share your stories and successes with people that will embrace them and be happy for you. That's what we got here. All right, that is it. Until next time, see ya.